The Communist Party of the Philippines on Monday says it is still willing to reopen peace talks with the Philippine government, including formulating a bilateral ceasefire agreement. This on the same day an NDF consultant, one of those released last year, is held by a government task force Monday while in transit from Davao City. President Rodrigo Duterte earlier announced he's scraping the peace talks with the National Democratic Front and wants the released communists to go back to prison. The NDF says there's no legal basis to arrest released communist rebels. NDF legal consultant Edre Olalia says the released communist rebels are protected under the Joint Agreement on Safety and Immunity Guarantees, or JASIG. Among the 19 released are alleged communist head Benito Tiamzon and his wife Wilma. Olalia says as of Monday morning, the government has yet to send a written notice to the NDF on the cancellation of the talks. He adds the government committed during the talks in Rome 2 weeks ago to extend the communist rebels' 6-month temporary liberty. Olalia says it will take 30 days from the time of the written notice before the talks are deemed terminated. Philippine National Police Chief Ronald Dela Rosa on Monday says more than 300 errant cops who were supposed to undergo retraining will instead clean up the Pasig River.
So, I am now ordering the RD of SRPO to have this 300 plus policemen to report here to Camp Ramid para sasamahan ko, dadalhin ko sa Malacanang i-approbation ko sa harap ng Presidente mag-start na sila maglinis sa Pasig River.
Duterte earlier said retraining would only turn the errant cops into better scalawags. Asked to reconcile Duterte's orders and the due process that cops are entitled to, De La Rosa says his orders to retrain and the President's orders to clean up the Pasig River have nothing to do with due process since they're not being dismissed. The PNP is doing an internal cleansing after several cops were implicated in the kidnapping and killing of a Korean businessman under the pretext of the war on drugs. Philippine National Police Chief Ronald De La Rosa on Monday slams the Catholic Bishops' Conference of the Philippines after the church leader's strongest statement against the Duterte administration's war on drugs.
You know, please tell them, I can communicate God without passing through them. Yung mga pare at mga bishops na yan, I believe in God. Katoliko ako. But, pag sinasabi natin na mayroong yung PNP, hindi perfect, mayroong mas hindi lahat ng pulis. Sabi nyo ba yung church, yung mga pare mismo, they are not perfect, wala sa ginagawang kalukuhan?
The CBCP statement expressed deep concern due to the many deaths and killings in the campaign against prohibited drugs. More than 7,000 people have been killed in the Duterte administration's war on drugs since July 2016. But President Rodrigo Duterte ordered the PNP to stop the drug war after several cops were implicated in the kidnapping and murder of a Korean businessman under the pretext of the drug war. Britain's Queen Elizabeth II, the world's longest reigning sovereign, on Monday sets a new record as the first British monarch to reach her Sapphire Jubilee with 65 years on the throne. The 90-year-old queen rose to the throne in 1952 at the age of 25 upon the premature death of her father, King George VI. Queen Elizabeth is likely to spend Accession Day privately at her Sandringham estate in eastern England. The occasion will be marked in Britain despite her reluctance to celebrate publicly. Sapphire is the 65th anniversary gemstone, and a photograph has been reissued of the sovereign wearing a sapphire jewelry given to Queen Elizabeth by her father as a wedding gift in 1947. The New England Patriots stunned the Atlanta Falcons in an overtime comeback victory Sunday to win the Super Bowl 51. Patriots quarterback Tom Brady inspires the greatest comeback in Super Bowl history after New England overturned a 28-3 third-quarter deficit to snatch a 34-28 victory over the Falcons. No team had ever come back from more than 10 points to win the Super Bowl before. The Falcons' 3 first-half touchdowns and early field goal in the third quarter put them up by 25, but the Pats roared back to life in the fourth quarter to tie the game at 28. New England wins the coin toss in overtime and scores the game-winning touchdown. The win completes a tumultuous season for Brady, who was banned for 4 games at the start of the season over the Deflategate saga. Brady was accused of being involved in deflating footballs in some of their 2015 games.